Hello, my name's Lachlan St Clair. I'm the principal here at CSP, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to show you a graph that came across my desk a couple of days ago with regards to Australia's latest GDP figures. And this graph really shows why it is our view that the next interest rate movement from the Reserve Bank will be a cut in interest rates, and likely to be at least 2 cuts of 25% and possibly even 3 down to a 0.75% reduction. So the graph that you can see in front of you now graphs Australia's real gross domestic product, or our GDP, and it's the year-on-year change in that GDP. And what you can see in the last couple of data sets is the GDP domestically in Australia has fallen away quite significantly. And most importantly, it is significantly below the RBA's forecast. So this orange line is what the RBA was forecasting the GDP to do as at November last year. So only 3 months ago they were forecasting that figure. They then got a new data set in and updated their forecasts, and the updated forecast in February 2019 was this green line. Again, still not much of a fall and coming back up again. What we can see with the latest GDP data point that came out a week or so ago, is that it is significantly under the RBA's forecast and significantly under their revised forecast. And it's really for this reason that we do think that the next interest rate movement will be down, and it'll be a reduction of somewhere between 25 and 50 basis points, and possibly even up to 75 basis points. And I really think this graph explains pretty clearly and pretty simply why we believe that to be the case. I thought I'd also make a quick comment on the news this morning that Commonwealth Bank has put on hold its demerger of the Colonial First State business out of the Commonwealth Bank entity. We understand the reasons for this off the back of the Royal Commission. There is still quite a bit of unknowns in Colonial First State in terms of how much remediation potentially is going to be required and how much work is going to be required on behalf of Colonial First State to remediate some of the clients that are impacted by the issues off the back of the Royal Commission. And our understanding is that because of these unknowns, Commonwealth Bank has made the call, and it's probably the right call, to put a halt to that demerger process for the time being. We do understand the long-term intention is still for it to go ahead, and my view is that over the long term that would be the better thing for Colonial First State, to have its own board and have its own reporting structures. However, I do think it is the right thing for Commonwealth Bank, I should say, at this time to put a hold on that process. From a client perspective, it really doesn't mean anything. The products haven't changed, or there is no change. There was going to be a change, and that change has been postponed, I suppose. So there's no change in the people, there's no change in the pricing, there's no change in the investments, obviously. So at this stage, we're not recommending any change from our client's perspective. Obviously, if we become uncomfortable or concerned with any issues within what's going on within Colonial First State, we'll obviously recommend change to our clients going forward off that basis. So we are keeping a close eye on it, but at this stage, we are happy just to sit tight and watch how this plays out. Anyway, we'll leave you all to it. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.